Soy el padre Luis María, cura párroco en Maipú, la parroquia María Misionera. La pregunta que me han hecho es por qué un cura practica kenpo. Ciertamente detrás de la pregunta está la idea de que el kenpo es un arte de defensa muy agresivo que quiere herir a las personas. Y la experiencia ha mostrado que es exactamente lo contrario. Es decir, a través de la experiencia del kenpo, llevo 7 años, acabo de ser graduado cinturón negro, he podido descubrir que kenpo no es para hacer daño, sino para mostrar dos cosas. Primero, ofrecerle al otro la oportunidad de saber delante de quién está y por lo mismo poder tomar sus propias precauciones, darle una segunda oportunidad para realizar sus propias acciones. Y lo segundo, el kenpo no termina cuando la otra persona queda derrotada, sino cuando se le ofrece otro camino para seguir avanzando. Tengo la certeza de que nunca lo voy a usar para hacerle daño a nadie, tal como he sido enseñado yo mismo. Y por eso, detrás de la pregunta, parece que las artes marciales son para hacer daño. En la práctica no es así. Cuando alguien usa un arte marcial para hacer daño, tiene que retirarse de la escuela, porque entonces está aprendiendo muy mal lo que está aprendiendo. Para eso mejor se compra un arma y espera que lo maten. El kenpo no es un arma, es un arte.
There is never a wrong answer if you had good understanding of what we call rules and principles. Kenpo has many definitions. The easiest intellectual answer would be it's a set of rules, principles, and guidelines governing motion. It shows you it's a science. Someone else may say with the term Kenpo means fist law. He also wrote in the early stages of Kenpo a book called Secrets of Chinese Karate. It's a red book, which is exactly our organization, Chinese Karate. Ed Parker gave a lot of thanks to the Chinese influence. Bruce Lee also wrote a book called Kung Fu. In both that book and also Mr. Parker's book, there was one person mentioned in the book between Bruce Lee and Ed Parker, and his name was James Lee. James Lee was the China gentleman from China, actually from, I believe, San Francisco, who was the person who introduced Ed Parker to Bruce Lee and Bruce Lee to Ed Parker. And they would get together and like Ralph Castro and a lot of these other people would share their knowledge with each other. That's what the original Internationals was all about in 1964. Everybody would come together and share knowledge, no matter where you were from, no matter what your skills were. And what that did is just typical American thought process. We can learn from everybody. And as long as it made sense, and long it was based on logic and modern, he gave respect to the formalities and the customs of history, but on a science, on a combative street self-defense system, he developed a system, an organized, methodical process that he said, we're going to use these rules and these guidelines, and we're going to teach the students how to be good students, but we're going to teach our teachers, our black belts, how to be good facilitators, communicators, like going to school. We have students that sit in the college class and they learn from someone who's a legitimate professor, not the old karate way of let me hit you to hurt you to show you I know what I'm doing. To educate them, to make them feel good. I can't wait to go back to class tomorrow. So we're not there to hurt them. We're there to show you that we have a passive side, tiger and dragon, soft and dynamic. And there's a spiritual side to it too. It's a way of life. Okay, so for the young children, we teach them good manners, how to behave, how to say thank you, how to stand tall, how to say no. Okay, and more so, how to protect not only themselves but their family. How to not be afraid to put their hand up to talk to a teacher when they have a question. How to have confidence through physical exercise. In America, a lot of the young students in the school system, not too much exercise, too much computer. Babies have a thing and they put in their mouth. We call it a pacifier. Well, they've graduated that. It's called Nintendo. So one thumb, two thumb. It's modern day. We have what we call 6 magic words. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Please. Thank you. In Ireland, I did the same thing when I came to his parish. Me and the children don't speak the same language. Okay? But there is one language everyone speaks. And it was taught to me by a 2-year-old little girl. And she's now 12. That was my daughter. My one child. And what she taught me was something at 2 years old, no matter how far she was away from me, that I couldn't yell. I could look at her, she could look at me, and I went, I love you. And I taught that his parish. And as I was leaving, a little boy come running up, and he pulls on my pants. And I look down at him, and he goes. So it's contagious. If I make you smile, you'll smile back. And that little boy and I made a relationship. If you can't find a better Kenpo, then that is why we wear the patch over the heart. Because you must have heart. You must have love. Okay? Because it's easy to hate and hurt. And society is broken. We have good and we have bad. I'll stay to the good. We'll try to fix the bad. Not everybody. But we'll pull a couple over. The students, as you listen, you can hear them practicing what Mr. Kaliga had taught them. They're fascinated. They're not out hurting. They're using sticks with a smile. They're enjoying the language of the Filipino culture. Culture is beautiful history. That's outstanding. So we got Hawaiian culture, Chinese culture, Japanese culture. From Chile, your culture, my culture. I think Kenpo's a good fix. You get people like Liwedleg, Huck Palanis, I can really go on, John Sepulveda, Jeff Speakman, Mr. Tatum. These people are wonderful branches of the Kenpo garden. But we choose who we want to share our roots from, our lineage. Because you can't go around telling everybody you with everybody. You got to stay at one home. Now we have Kenpo organizations joining Kenpo organizations. It's not about his patch is better than mine. It's that we think alike. We love to share, which is one of the best things anyone can do is realize this. Our Grandmaster left us in 1990. I was at his funeral. Mr. Pick, Jeff Speakman, Bobby Lawrence, Joe Palazzo, Paul Mills, Frank Trejo, Roy McDonald, they were the pallbearers. And everybody stood there in meditating position. We lost something very, very special. And it was our job. It was our job to let it keep alive.